Alright, do a 5-minute video on something that I'm just now realizing that I've done, and there may be others who are also kind of doing the same thing, and hopefully they can learn from this. But you know, the thing about the past is that there's nothing you can do about it once it's done. Okay, you can't put yourself on hold for it. You can't, and that's what a lot of people do. That's what I was doing. I was putting myself on hold, you know, hoping that maybe somehow possibly things would change, and it's not. You know, I was also thinking about the fact, you know, of all these things, you know, there are things that have happened that were out of my control to begin with, and I would get upset, wound up, and, you know, maybe even pissed off about it. There's a few things about associating yourself with the past. One, you don't need to. Okay, the past is the past for a reason. It's the reason why we look forward. You know, you look forward to what's in front of you. You look forward to what you're wanting to accomplish in the future. You don't look back. You don't go back to the past. You don't look at it. It's done. You know, whatever thing, person, or job or whatever is gone. You can't do anything about it. You've done everything you can, and it just needs to be behind you. Now, like I said, that's a hard thing to do, and like I said, I understand that because I was doing the same thing. I was having a hard time letting go of the past, and I was dragging it with me. And you know, I was always thinking about, you know, what if it happens again? And a lot of times, and this is a true statement, that if you continue to think about the past in any way, you're going to be doomed to repeat it. And that has happened to me, you know, because I've thought about the past so much and so hard that I ended up repeating it, you know. And how do you end up repeating it? Most times you make that one mistake and, you know, going back to the past and then realizing something, you know, in hopes that something had changed when in fact it hasn't. And so what you really have done is gone 10 steps backwards. You know, you just lost 10 steps in life that you could have gained another 2, you know, but instead you lost 10. So now it becomes where, you know, it's a setback. And again, in that same situation, there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you just know that, hey, it cost you 10 steps. So now you got to go forward and realizing, okay, I'm not going to cost me another 10 steps going back. You know, it's a hard thing to do when it's people or a job or things or whatever. It's hard to put it in the past, but you have to, because it's the past. The past is the past for a reason. It's history. You can't go back to it, can't rewrite it, can't change it, can't do nothing about it other than just keep going forward. And that was my problem until recently. You know, Josh kind of put it in a way for me to understand that it's kind of like, you know, when you are trapped by the past, you're playing a game. You're hoping that if this happens, that happens, and if that happens, this happens. You know, and 9 times out of 10, it doesn't go like that. You know, you're playing games with yourself. You're fooling yourself. Fooling yourself on what's obviously in front of you. Yeah, you may not be able to see the cards, but you also see who's playing it, and you know what's going to happen. So the best thing, that's why it's called gambling. It's the reason why that you have to get up and walk away from the table altogether. You know, it's not in your control. You know, when you play games, it's 50-50. It's never completely in your control. You're in this to have things in your realm of control. If it's not in your control, you can't do anything about it. Just be done with it. Don't even deal with it. And I've done that, and I felt a lot better for doing it, because, you know, trying to spend all day understanding, I'm going to be doomed to repeat it. So, you know, in saying that, you have to move forward. Don't think about the past. Learn from it, and then move forward. You know, that's all you really can do. You can only deal with things that are in your realm of control. If it's not in your control, you don't deal with it. It's that simple. Okay? All right, well, that's 5 minutes. Let me know what you guys think about it. Thank you.